Welcome to EZGO's March update for the Western region. All right, let's get started. We close March on a high note, finishing March up year over year throughout the region, despite some of the challenges from Mother Nature. You know, it was an overall successful month for all of us. A couple of quick updates for you. The RRMs have now been added to Easy Connect. There is a tile on the homepage that you can click on that will actually direct you to the RRM site. I encourage every one of you to click on it, check it out. We have addressed a couple of bugs that are out there, but we are moving in the right direction, which is great news. If you are not compliant with your RRM, you can expect an email from me. And please reach out if you do notice anything amiss with your RRM. My 25 model year 25 update. Some of you have been asking about the electric motor brake for the S4, as it is on the L6, obviously RXV, and Liberty. So it is coming, and you will see model year 2025 models of the S4 coming down the line with that electric brake, which is pretty exciting. We talked about some other updates for model year 25 last month, but yeah, we got some good stuff coming. I'm pretty excited for model year 2025 product. Okay, here are your monthly leaders for March. A1 of Arizona finishes the month out front, with Poli coming in second. Electric Motorsport was third, with Caddyshack not too far behind. We had a two-way tie for fifth between Pacific Golf and Turf and Premier Golf Cars of Havasu. Again, this was a great month for the region, and thank you all for your hard work. Now, let's chat about the quarter. A1 of Arizona finished on top for the Q1, with Poli moving into second. Caddyshack is off to a great start this year in third, and Electric Motorsport is not too far behind. We did have a two-way tie for fifth between Prestige and Pacific Golf and Turf. On another note, over 25% of the dealers in the region are up year over year, with another 15% or so within a car or two of getting to that up category. I know that's a little different climate out there for everybody, but it's really exciting to see the hustle from everyone, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the year unfolds for us. I know some of you are moving into season, which I'm really excited about, and I expect to see some new names up on top of that quote unquote leaderboard as we move throughout the year. All right, let's talk about some fun stuff. QR codes. Now, I've talked to, I think some of you, maybe not every one of you, about QR codes and kind of my thoughts around them. I think they're pretty cool. I think there's some great opportunities and some good sales techniques and tactics that we can take advantage of with QR codes. Everybody has a smartphone, right? I mean, I got mine sitting on my desk right here, which I probably should have turned off. But that's all right. But even your customers that are coming in, they're going to have phones, right? And I think that taking advantage of a QR code in a couple different ways is going to be beneficial. One, if you're putting it on the window sticker of that specific vehicle, and they have a question about it, or maybe they have to go home and think about it, whatever, I mean, whatever excuse they're going to come up with, this is an opportunity for you to say, hey, do me a favor, scan that QR code right there. It's going to link you exactly to that vehicle. And when you get home, you can think about it. You know, when you're chatting with whomever, your friends, you can pull it up and take a look. So I think that having that is something that's a kind of next level sales technique, and it's free. That's the other fun part. There's websites that are out there, and I'll find a couple. I'll put them down in the notes for you guys too. But there's websites that are out there that'll create free QR codes for you. All you got to do is give them a website address, and it'll automatically generate a QR code. That's a little time consuming, yes, but I think it's worth it, you know, because people forget. I forget. My old man had a saying that paper doesn't forget, I do. And we're in a technologically advanced society now where, you know what, having a phone or having something like this is the equivalent of having paper. So, you know, hopefully they won't forget. Another place that you can put it is on some of your point of sale stuff, right? So, or giveaways. If you have keychains, if you have some different things that are out there, you can put QR codes that will link to your contact information, maybe your website, different things like that. I've shown some of you the card that's out there, that's out in the world. You know, shout out to Copper Mountain for sharing that with me. I think that's another great little tool that has a QR code on it, you know? So there's different things that can help not only with sales, but I think in referrals as well. So I think it's a fun little thing to do. Super easy, very cost efficient too. I mean, QR codes, like I said, they're free out there. Now you may be limited on how many you can do per site, and some of the functionality behind the QR code. May be limited if you don't pay for it, but for the most part, the ones that I found at least are free. All right, next thing I want to talk about: moving the metal. I think you've all heard me say it. We know that my predecessor said it as well. Shout out to Gil. He's definitely the reason I'm sitting here, and big thanks to him. But he taught me that phrase, moving the metal, and it's something that I learned too back in my Yamaha days. Was you don't let cars sit. When I was doing it, we had PTV, Yamaha PTV, which is pretty small. It took up a 6x4 foot square triangle or rectangle, and that was it. That was important. That was an important piece, and we knew that once that vehicle was there, it was on the clock. And as it got to certain points, the priority of moving that vehicle changed. And I think that it's important, not only as owner operators, but to the folks that have the bigger shops, to empower your sales professionals that are out there to help move those cars. My guys, they knew that if it was $750, they didn't have to come see me. If they want to give $750 off of it, they knew that, do it. I was 99.9% of the time going to say yes, unless the unit was brand new. It was let's get it out of here. Absolutely. If it's over that, yeah, come and see me. And if you got in the habit of doing that, also we'd have a conversation about it. But I think it's important that we empower those sales guys to have that flexibility, right? It helps with that thing that we've talked about all year is culture. Helps them, just gives them that sense of, yeah, you know what, my boss trusts me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the right thing for the company. I think is important. And also, I think giving them if you don't already do this, giving them the inventory sheet, which you all should have an inventory sheet of aged product, of how old the product is, right? From oldest to newest. Now, if it's down on this list, if it's newer, yeah, you're going to pay full price for it. But if it's up on the top and it's older product, that's a priority. Those are the ones that need to go. You can color code them, you can do different things, but those ones that's sitting up there on top, those are the ones that you're going to get a deal on, number one. And number two, that car is going to be one of the first to get out of here. If we're getting close to, inside of 30 days of paying juice on that thing, get it gone. We've talked about skinny deals and fat deals. And, unfortunately, I think we're at the time where we got to see a little bit more skinny deals, but we can make up for that in parts and accessories. And there's a couple other things I think that you guys all know that we can do out there too to help cover those costs. But the most important thing is moving through the product as quickly as we can. Helps volume. Volume creates more revenue. More revenue is better for everybody. Okay. Another part of that too, I think, is having some more flexibility when it comes to trades. Understanding that the trade-in market is different. There's definitely a flood of an influx of container cars that don't necessarily have value, but that 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old EZGO or a club car that comes in, yeah, maybe you're going to take a little bit more on that trade to help sweeten the deal, because a lot of these trades coming in, they're just going to take a quick wash and you're going to flip it and you're going to make 15 to 2 on it pretty easily. At least you should be. Most of these trades are in fairly good condition, and I think it helps to keep the loyalty within the domestic big three, which I think is also important. So don't be afraid to do some research, ask some colleagues of what you think fair trade values are, but you don't shy away from those trades. Make sure that you're helping sweeten those deals and getting customers into new product. Rewards program. This is the next thing I want to talk about. I've touched on it a couple of times with some of you out there, and I think this is something that we really should start looking into, I think, a little bit more seriously if you're not already doing it. I think having a preferred customer or some sort of rewards program is going to be beneficial, right? I think, and I've said this before, consumers tend to buy and refer people to places of people that they like, right? So if you got a customer that comes in all the time, doesn't buy anything, but just coming to hang out, that's a good thing. That means he likes just being around whoever, the sales manager is, or whoever the parts guy is, or whoever their quote unquote buddy is there, right? So I think that, and they're going to refer people, so having some sort of loyalty program or rewards program, I think, will help generate more sales, specifically in the PA side of the business. P&A is a great profit center, and should be something that you guys are looking at on a more regular basis and consistent basis. Is how can we maximize our P&A? I think that there's some great loyalty. If you look at how's ours going, if you look at Kohl's does a great job, right? During certain times of the year, they have double points because they know sales are slow. So if you come in, you buy something, you get double points. So those double points can be used, or Kohl's Bucks or whatever they're called, can be used later down the road. My wife is a big fan of Kohl's. So she goes in there and knows that certain time of the year, she's going to double up on points and she's going to utilize that later on. So I think that having something maybe similar to that, I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there to see if it sticks, really. But having something like that, a loyalty or preferred customer, VIP type of thing, I think is something that will set your dealership apart. Because these pop up dealers that are selling the container cars, they're not going to have that. They're not going to have the type of quality and service and commitment that all of you have. I've seen it from every single one of you guys, and I think that that's something that sets you apart. But sometimes that's not enough, right? It's a battle out there, and we have to get creative and do some different things that are incentivizing our customers to come to your dealership. At the end of the day, that's what we all want. We want them coming to your dealership, not the guy down the road that's selling something that he doesn't know if he can even cover under warranty. We want to make sure that we're taking care of those customers, and having some sort of loyalty or VIP program or something like that, I think, is beneficial. Think about different programs that you can do, specifically the guys that are in, uh, what am I going for? Seasonal markets. There we go. Summarizing and winterizing. Do you have a program in place that will help your existing customers with their vehicles if they're leaving, right? And if you do, are we proactively going after those customers and saying, hey, I'm booked up. I'm starting to get booked up. You're on my VIP list. I want to make sure that you're taken care of. And I think that part of that goes into CRM and some of the other talk tracks that we've had. But I think that, doing these little things will set your dealership apart from the guy down the street that's selling those cars that, like I said, he doesn't know if he's going to be able to warranty or not. Hoping, and who knows? I mean, if something changes, they may not be there tomorrow. EZGO's been doing this for a long time, and we're not going anywhere. And I think that a lot of you guys that have been doing this a long time, you understand that, and you recognize, and some of the new dealers that are out there as well. There's a reason that you wanted to be an EZGO dealer. We've been doing it a long time, and we're not going anywhere. But again, I appreciate everybody's support. I think that we're moving into Q2 with some great momentum. We still have the $750 rebate program going on through April, which I think is great. And I think that you guys are doing a great job. I look forward to seeing everyone here again in Q2. And as always, if you have any questions, suggestions, things you might want to see or hear on the show, please reach out. Thanks again, everybody.